Hey y'all, so just got done with today's workout. Like usual, I really enjoyed it. So we've got 21, 15, 9 reps for intensity and technique. That technique part of this workout is going to be extremely important here. We've got deadlifts at 55% of a max and step-ups at a medium box. But remember, these box heights are really relative to your box jumps. So when we say medium height step-up, it's really going to feel like a ridiculously high step-up, and you'll kind of see that in the demo video here. So we've got 21 deadlifts, 21 step-ups, 15 of each, 9 of each, done. I think it took me about 5.5, maybe close to 6 minutes. And I think that's just the fastest people, the people that are going to be able to really cycle those deadlifts fast and just stay moving. I think kind of around that 4-minute mark is going to be possible on this one if you're really going for it. But what I would highly recommend you do is, back in the old days when I used to get hurt all the time, I would wear a weight belt. And if you're wearing a weight belt in a workout like this, it's much easier just to kind of guns a-blazing, just kind of go. And that's what this type of workout would be. But we've got that technique aspect here. So we're not going to wear the weight belt today. You're just going to make it look good. You'll kind of see me over in the demo video. It looks like I'm moving very slow and deliberate. The reality is I'm moving very deliberately, really trying to focus on drawing my belly button into my spine so I can control that lower back position. I tend to get overextended, so that was really my main focus. So I was very deliberate today, but I was not moving slowly on purpose. It's going to look like I'm doing slow reps because that's how heavy the barbell was. In my head, I was actually surprised when I looked at the video, watching it back real fast just to kind of check some things. But I was surprised how slowly that barbell was moving up because I was sitting there fighting for it, trying to move that bar. So to me, it didn't feel slow. It looked slow on the video, but I just wanted to point that out and say that although I was being extremely deliberate, I wasn't doing slow reps on purpose. The bar weight was kind of dictating my bar speed. So it's get aggressive on the deadlifts, but remember, it's not for time. It's for technique. So as aggressive as you can, focusing on whatever your thing you got to focus on. What's going to happen to a lot of people on the deadlifts is they're going to get a little lazy on the way down, leave their butt high up in the air, and that's going to cause a stiff-legged deadlift, which makes it easier to go down, much harder to come up, and this workout's deadlifts, it's not stiff-legged deadlifts. So let's stick with traditional deadlifts. We're not going to go out sumo or do anything like that either. The step-ups, just like the bottom of the deadlift, that might be dependent on your hip range of motion, and so if you can't get into a good bottom position, you might want to just raise that bar up a few inches by either putting it on bumper plates or jerk blocks or something like that. But step-ups are kind of be the same way. If we're going a little too high and you don't have that hip and ankle range of motion to get up there, then you're going to have to do some really weird things to get up there. You kind of have to be careful of doing weird things even if you do have that full range of motion. So just think, we kind of want that highest box that you can go on, but that you can still get that leg up on the box in a good hip position, in a good ankle position without doing anything really weird like having to swing your knee in, round the back, anything like that. So we're looking for deadlift weight that's going to challenge you, a box height that's going to challenge you, but you might have to choose the positions that you pull from and the position you step up to based on your mobility and less based on what the exercise and what the kind of workout calls for. So with that said, let's talk strategies. We'll just knock step-ups up. They're just unbroken. They're annoying. Each one takes a little bit of time, so it's just stay consistent. What I did is, these are all odd numbers. And so I know I stepped up with my right foot on the first round. I either did 21 or 23 reps. I lost count in the middle of it, and so just did one extra. I was counting 21 on my left foot, and I knew I started on my right foot. Actually, I think I started on my right foot. So I went ahead and did one more in case I was one off. But anyway, the second round I came up, I started on my left foot. That way I got an extra on my right foot, extra on my left foot, extra on my right foot. So try and just make sure, again, it's just one rep, so it's not going to matter either way if you do that or not. Deadlifts, I kind of had it in my head that I was going to go 7, 7, 7, and I also had it in my head that I might try and go unbroken. And so with those two things, kind of my strategy is whenever I'm not sure, it's wing it strategy. And wing it strategy means I'm just going to go. If it would have been really hard at 5, I would have put it down at 5. but I was kind of thinking 7 was going to be my number, but I felt fine at 7. So I just went up, started getting heavier, harder, and so I stopped at 11, took my break, picked it up, did 10. The last like 18, 19, 20, 21 were really hard, so I kind of knew that was where I wanted to be. I knew step-ups were going to take a while. I actually thought step-ups were going to be more fatiguing on my legs than they were. I was kind of worried about that, but it's really kind of a mildly to aggressively out of breath, but the fatigue on the legs was surprisingly not as bad as I was expecting on the step-ups. It wasn't easy, but so then on the round of 15, same kind of wing it strategy. I was thinking I was going to go 8 and 7, or I was going to go 15 unbroken. I got up around the 5 mark, and it was already hard, so I was like, okay, 8 and 7 is going to be my number. So that's what I did. Round of 9, I knew I was going to be able to do it. It got really hard at 5, and then I was like 6, 7, 8, 9. It was just one at a time. I knew I was going to get there, and I also knew the step-ups at the very end weren't going to matter how tired I was. I knew I'd be able to just push through. So that was mine. Went 2 sets, 2 set, 1 set, but kind of did a wing it strategy along the way. Unbroken, consistent on the step-ups for intensity and technique. The intensity, just going big sets and staying consistent here, that's going to take care of itself today. So you don't need to worry too much about the intensity. Worry about the technique. Set yourself up so you can pull from a good position, step up in good positions, and then put that focus on maintaining good positions and really hammering those as hard as you can, as fast as you can, but with the priority on position. Hope that helps. Talk to y'all soon.